What's going on? reInvent 2023 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your friend Nicholas Betts. I swelled up a little overnight after getting stung by a bee. Come to find out, I'm highly allergic. So I'm joined by my friends Sydney and my new friend that's going to be talking about some really cool stuff that is happening to help understand information that gets scattered everywhere, right? Is that what I hear? All
absolutely.
Right. Awesome. So first, tell our friends that are joining us live who you are, what you do, and then what are we going to be talking about today?
Yeah, so I'm Jean Ferrer. I'm a product manager with Amazon Cloudwatch. And what I'm excited to share with you today is what we announced Sunday, a new analytics experience that allows you to query metrics from multiple data sources. So what this means basically is you have metrics in a hybrid, in third-party or in multi-cloud locations, and now you can query them inside Cloudwatch.
That is awesome. So, and I know one of the big things that can be, troublesome and even problematic is you can have many data sources in various disparate locations, and then centralizing that data so you can ask that data questions to produce an answer, be it because you're trying to understand what happened to an application or just trying to understand are things running as they should be. But if you're not getting all the different sources to a single location, you might be missing part of the picture. Is that right?
Exactly. That's really what we hear from customers. Like you have a lot of different monitoring solutions, usually more than a handful of them. And the first thing that you are looking for is how do you get this unified view? Because if you have some indicators in one location, some indicators in another, you struggle to hop through different tools. You have to bring one console where you can look at part of your workload, one console to look at another part of your workload, and then you lose focus. You don't know what you're looking at. So you need everything in one place, and you want everything in one place. You want it, efficient, and you want it as well cost efficient. So you could do it, for example, by duplicating your metrics. But if you duplicate your metrics, then you're paying twice. And maybe you also have all of the onboarding experience that is, you need to deploy maybe some agents. So all this you can now skip, and you can just deploy a data source in a few minutes. And as soon as your data source is deployed, you start querying metrics straight away. And you can then view them and combine them in Cloudwatch.
So this is a new Cloudwatch feature?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So we were talking multiple data sources, disparate locations, and this feature, one big call out is it's all one, it centralizes into one location. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works and how I set it up as a customer?
Yeah, so maybe two things here, because how it works is the purpose is that you really feel like it were Cloudwatch metrics. So you just go to the same locations where you would query usually your metrics, where you would use your dashboards, your alarms, visualization on the fly, and they will just be there. You just choose the data source and you start querying straight away. And the way you deploy them, the way it works, is simply by relying on AWS Lambda functions. So you still in Cloudwatch, you can just say that you want to add a new data source. You click on the data source that you want. So, for example, Amazon OpenSearch service, and you just provide credentials when credentials are needed, and you wait for maybe a couple of minutes, and you can start querying your data straight away.
Now, are there things that a developer or a customer would need to set up to get started with this, or do we have any gifts for them in store where they can just kind of go off to the races?
So we out of the box, we provide 7 pre-built data source connectors. And for those pre-built data source connectors, you really just need to provide credentials or just basic setup.
Awesome. Now I know you have a demo, and I'm really excited to see this in action. Sydney, you want to see this in action?
I really want to see this in action.
And so for folks that don't know, Sydney is a developer with a security problem, and I'm a security person with a developer problem.
So we're the perfect team.
Yeah, high five. So let's go ahead and bring your screen on screen, and with the power of magic, let's go ahead and take, oh my gosh, dogs. Where's AM when we need him?
Yeah, so just to set the scene, I'm the CTO of this pet adoption website. This is a website that you can actually build by yourself. It's a one observability workshop.
And so this is from an observability workshop
Yes,
that
absolutely.
AWS has. Awesome.
So as the CTO of this adoption company, I'm really happy because we're growing. And as we're growing, I've decided to organize an event where I can, have my customers come, they reserve a seat, and there will be a great show with all our pets. And at the end of the show, of course, they can adopt a pet.
I love it.
The thing is, it's not our business to do that kind of event. Our business is really to take care of the pets and to run the website. So what we've done is we've partnered with another company, and I'm sharing from the trenches what has happened when we've partnered with them. So I was looking for a way to realize how healthy the things are behind the scenes. So I'm looking, for example, at the visits on my website. The visits on my website look good. Like I have an average 60 or whatever visits per every 5 minutes. So I'm happy. That's my usual business. Now, what about the adoptions? Are people who are coming to my website adopting pets? And this is something that I using here, metrics insight to look at, because it's an aggregate over the different types of pets that we have to open for adoption. So once again, things are looking good, but it's not easy for me, to consume. I just want a high-level picture. So what I want to look at is the gauge representation of that, and I want to look at the ratio of the two. So I'm just adding an expression, and I'm saying what I want is the ratio of my visits over adoptions and I'm only going to keep the ratio and only going to visualize the ratio. So the ratio is good. I think that anything up to 8 usually is healthy for me. So I would get 8 visits, to get 1 adoption. So that's up to now. That's the usual stuff that you can do with Cloudwatch. And the nice thing is that what I'm doing here with the Cloudwatch metric, I'm going to do the same. I need to create first. I'm going to do the exact same. I think I missed.
That's because we didn't do the demo dance.
It is. We have to do the demo
We didn't
dance.
do the demo dance. For folks that have been chiming in and following along all week this week, we've been doing the demo dance to make sure that any demo gremlins are warded away, and we forgot to do the dance.
We did.
Lesson
every
learned.
time.
Nice.
I'm not a
Right.
superstitious person, just a stitious person.
Just a little stitches.
Just a little stitious.
So now what I need to do is I need to do the same. I want to have my ratio of bookings for my show to the adoptions,
Okay.
to the visits. So the thing is, this metric of my bookings, I don't have it in Cloudwatch. I need to get it from somewhere else. So where I'm going to get it from is that the company I've partnered with to organize this event is using OpenSearch. So they've gotten me an OpenSearch connector, and I can use that connector to go and query my data. So here, straight from AMP, the list of indexes is queried on the fly, and the metrics are queried on the fly, and everything that is in my OpenSearch domain is accessible straight just by making choices. So I don't have anything to write. I'm fully guided, and I can get the numbers I'm looking for. You can see here something doesn't really look good. What do you think?
It better not be the number of pet adoptions because everyone should be adopting those adorable little pets.
So that's my bookings. That's not my
Oh,
adoptions.
okay. So
So it seems that I have a gap.
something happened. Obviously, not. I mean, I'm no rocket doctor, but a gap in observability is no good.
Yeah.
That's almost like having a pause in an EKG.
No good.
No good.
So exactly. So I would go on, and finish my dashboard quickly. But the idea is that sorry, I wanted to duplicate. Here, by accessing this data, I'm uncovering an issue that I didn't know I had, and I used. In order to uncover that issue, it simply took me to visualize a metric from OpenSearch. So now what I want to do is, I know that this partner I'm working with is actually running their booking service on Azure Monitor, sorry. And so their metrics are available from Azure Monitor.
Okay.
So again, I would like to know, is there anything wrong on their side?
Okay.
And
how would we know that?
so how do I know that? I'm going to, oh,
Hey, security, that's awesome.
That is
You're
great.
welcome.
That timeout.
that's,
And in the meantime,
We should recap kind of how we got here for anybody who
Yeah.
may have jumped in.
yeah, so for those that are joining us late, we are AWS On Air here at reInvent in Las Vegas 2023. We're talking about how you can take a bunch of different disparate log sources and bring them into Cloudwatch so you can make your data actionable and understand. And we're using a workshop, an observability workshop that was created by AWS. So folks that are wanting to do this at home, I'm sure they could follow along or deploy their own little pet adoption website to test observability things. Is that right?
so the part that I'm showing is not entirely in the workshop yet. There are things that I have added on top of it in
Great.
order to show you. Like, for example, the workshop would uncover connecting to Azure Monitor.
Right. Okay, so now we are back in action.
Yes. So I just switched to the CloudWatch settings just to show you quickly the experience that you would go through in order to create one of those data sources. I will just go through two examples here very quickly. The first one would be if you're using one of the Amazon services like OpenSearch or Prometheus, just to show you that there is an automated discovery of your domains, of your workspaces. So
Okay.
you really just have to make a choice, give a name, and click on Create Data Source to be able to query your metrics.
And those data source types that we just looked at, those were the ones that come pre-built out of the box, ready
Yes.
to use now as you want to configure your own data sources right now.
Absolutely, yep. And the same would go for Azure, which I just said. So we need to
Yeah, and I was
to
going to say,
query
I
Azure.
saw Azure Monitor there. Even
The-
Prometheus, that's really cool.
Yeah. The only thing that is that I'm not going to configure the Azure in front of you because I would like to keep the tenant ID and client
I
ID.
would love to know your credentials and tenant ID, though.
You
You
would
said
have,
you were security with a developer problem, right?
Yes.
so I'm going to rely here on the connector that has already been created for me. And since I forgot to save, always save.
Always save.
Yes, always save.
Save your metrics.
I have lost the rest of my dashboard, but I'm still going to add.
And I think this goes to show how devastating not doing the demo dance can be.
Yes,
Yeah.
But
yes.
that's fine because we always pick each other back up. And I mean, honestly, the chat loves when things go like this. They're ranting and raving, saying like, "Hey, this is awesome."
Yeah, and this shows you that it's not something that has been just recorded and edited. but just
They're
on
also
the fly.
asking if you can write the password on a piece of paper and pass it to them. So
Piece of paper, I don't know. If I burn it afterwards, I might. So while you were talking, I just made my choices. So it's exactly the same as in OpenSearch. I really just have to go through drop-downs and select the name of my metric, the the name of the namespace, and as well the aggregation function. As soon as I've made my choices, I just visualize them, and boom, here is the culprit. You see the load balancer went crazy between 8 and 9. So
yeah, it looks like the CPU was having some fun there.
exactly. So what I want to avoid is that this issue happens again.
Right.
And I've already shown you that you could combine the metrics as easily as if there were Cloudwatch metrics. The other cool thing that you can do is that you can alarm on those metrics just the same way. So again, exactly the same kind of experience. You just visualize your metric, and when you know that when you are in this all metrics graph, you have this little bell icon that you can click to create your alarm. So you're taken here to the alarm creation wizard. There's just one extra step that you need to take compared to any other kind of alarm.
Okay. What's that extra step?
You need to select an extra aggregation function.
Okay.
Because right now my query is returning only one metric, but it might return multiple metrics in the future. So in order to make sure that the alarm will keep on working, I'm just selecting an extra aggregation function here.
Okay. I mean, that seems fairly simple.
Yeah, I hope so. So here, like, what is good? Anything below 60 would be good. 60% of CPU on my load balancer.
Yeah, I don't know the best practice, but 60 is a nice number right there. You know,
so
it's not half, not 80%.
I'm just picking who to wake up in the middle of the night if something goes wrong. And done. My alarm is there.
And just like that. So now when this threshold is made, you will get a or you'll create an alarm. And then based off that alarm, you can send it to like SQS or SNS or other notification drivers or event.
Yes, exactly. Like anything you can do with an alarm. So
yeah, which is a lot.
Yes.
It's a surprising amount of stuff you could do with an alarm.
Absolutely. So you could take an automated remediation if it's something that you can remediate on your end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to engage someone. So you would then send a mail probably or
email
someone.
Sydney. She's the developer of those two.
She loves security problems in the middle of the night.
Yep, exactly.
I sure do. I sure do. So, and I wanted to ask you, so where are these metrics stored? Are they stored in Cloudwatch?
The metrics are not stored at all. The metrics are always queried on the fly. So anytime you need them, you just query them. But you don't incur costs because we don't duplicate the metrics.
Awesome. Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. Keep it in one spot. And then so the new feature that we're talking about here is the individual sources we can now combine, and Cloudwatch can query them at the same time.
Yes.
And we can build graphs and charts and visuals based on that. Do you have any use cases on what we would do with these metrics exactly? I mean, you showed a few in the demo, but anything you'd like to call out that you think is especially powerful?
I think that one of the things that is really powerful is this ability to combine the metrics, because let's pretend, for example, you have some throughput information in a Prometheus environment. You have some throughput workload information in another environment, and those environments are dependent one on the other. So you want to know if either of them is wrong. And now, with the ability to combine the metrics, you can grab one of the metrics, grab another metric. They all come from different places. And you can grab up to 5 different locations like that, combine them all in a single metric by using the max or the average, or like I did, a ratio. And then you can visualize that and alarm on that.
Awesome. Awesome. What do you think, Kyle? So
I think this is fascinating. So for those that are here at reInvent, are there any sessions that attendees can join to take a look more into this, or any hands-on experiences that they're able to take advantage of while they're here at reInvent?
So we don't have any hands-on experience planned, in the schedule, but you can stop at the observability booth on the AWS Village.
Awesome.
We'll be really happy to walk you through this. There are a few other things that I would like to share maybe as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple more minutes, so let's go ahead and share it up.
This is one of the things that I think is also a real benefit for some of the users. It's the ability to use PromQL query language when your metrics come from Prometheus. So of course, again, as we have done in all the other connectors, you get this helper that will do the discovery for you and does the heavy lifting or querying the list of your metrics, the list of your labels, and you can just make a choice. And as you make a choice, for example, I choose the metric, then the list of labels automatically adjusts to my previous choice. And when I found the combination of metrics and labels that I'm happy with, I can just graph them. But there is a lot of power in Prometheus, and you might want to leverage a PromQL query with extra functions and things like that. This is an editor. So you just add whatever you want. If you know the PromQL language, then you can make a lot of additional transformations beforehand, even before you can do the combination with other CloudWatch metrics.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I know we're coming right up on time, but like you said, people can stop by the observability booth in the AWS Village to learn more. Any closing thoughts? Thank you for being here. It was awesome to hear about this.
Thanks for your time. We loved hearing about this, and the new feature that people can start using now. Because when was it released?
It was released Sunday.
So it's fresh, hot off the press.
Absolutely.
As they say, fresh out of the oven.
Brand new.
Well, thank you so much for your time and joining us. Stay tuned for more awesome content for the rest of the day here at reInvent 2023 here in Las Vegas, Nevada.